Hello. Okay. Hello, I'm Peter, and welcome to this edition of Waffles Wednesday. Wherever you are in the world, you're really welcome. In this episode, we'll be sampling the best food that Disney World has to offer. So whether it's a juicy steak or a delicately plated fish dish or dining with a stunning view of the parks, I hope you brought your appetite and your best gear because we're doing signature dining in the hotels. Welcome again, everybody. There you go. Yay, we're here. Welcome again, everybody. And before we get into the main event,
it's going to be one of them, Peter.
It's one of those. Yeah.
Oh no,
it is.
No! Go get our Joe to get his drum kit out. There we go. We're just full of that.
But I'm going to introduce my fellow gastronauts. We have Robin.
Hi.
Hello, Robin. How are you today?
I'm good.
Here.
It's almost the weekend. Okay. Tomorrow, Friday, kind of. It's kind of Friday.
It is one of them, isn't it, Robin?
Yeah.
It's kind of,
Almost
tomorrow
Friday.
is an honorary Friday. That's a really good. It's a good way of thinking about it. I like that.
It is for some people.
Oh yeah, there you go. You having to work? There you go, Peter.
I'm working Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, John, how are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, like Robin said, it's a bit weird. I've got like 5 days worth of work crammed into 4 this week. It's kind of just sort of not happening, but it is what it is. And actually, it's quite a nice. It's a nice thing to come and do this on a Wednesday and know that there's so many people across, not in the UK, but also across the world who are watching, and it makes you realise that amidst all the other madness that goes on in your life, at least you can come in here on a Wednesday night and you can just share a little chat with like-minded people, and you can just sort of lose yourself for an hour or maybe might be half an hour tonight. You never know, guys. You know, the way Robin and I were clicking the buttons there, like, you know, the show could have been over before it started.
I would like to point out that I didn't click any buttons. That was all you, John.
I wasn't going to say anything.
No.
I think we got away with it, Peter. We got away with it.
I think we did. Yeah. I'd also like to introduce my better half, Gillian.
Hey, hello, everybody.
Now, we've eaten in some very nice places in Walt Disney World, and I'm sure that you also have, and I'm sure that the people in the chat have as well. So, people in the chat, tell us what you think of signature dining with Disney. Has anybody like us eaten at the ultimate restaurant? Yeah.
Well, I see we've got John Self in tonight, so be prepared.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Someone mentioned food, so John Self's decided. Here we go. I'm gonna.
Here we go.
Put tuppence worth in as well. So that's always good to know. And it's what's really nice is the fact that we keep getting people week after week who are making the effort to just and joining the chat. If you've been missing a few weeks, we've missed you. You know, there's some people there tonight. We've got like Mahima's with us. We've got Kenny from Scotland's there as well.
Yep.
And actually, it's great. So enjoy the chat. Enjoy the fact that you guys can you add to the show, and I think that's the best thing about this.
Yeah.
I think with John Self as well.
Yeah.
I think there's people who will be right at the cutting edge of just what is actually happening in some of these restaurants right now, which should be really useful. certainly from my perspective, I've eaten in some of these places previously, but things have changed, and I think that's the thing that we've got to bear in mind. Robin, I'm really looking forward to your input tonight, because I know.
Don't look too forward.
No, because actually I think this is really important, because actually, as much as we're talking about signature, and I know, Peter, you sort of mentioned as well about very much, we go down that sort of the meat eating sort of steakhouse sort of route and things like that, but actually I think what is worthy of mention is the fact that Disney certainly probably in the past 5 or 6 years have actually expanded the dining option, not just for non-meat eating people, but also for the fact that they are very much down the line of catering for different needs based upon, it doesn't matter what restaurant you're in, but I think people need to understand that, I'm certainly, this summer is going to be the first time I'm going with a real need to look carefully at what I can eat. Because obviously I'm not in a position where I can eat steak anymore, unfortunately, because my mouth just doesn't help. And so it takes away some of that pleasurable thing. In the past it's always been, we'll go X, Y, and Z places, but now I actually have to read the menus, which is a really
John, welcome to the club.
I actually think this is a really important thing to say at the very outset of the show, because I met a lovely person about 5 or 6 years ago, and she'd read a lot of my trip reports, but had always been fearful of actually going on an expensive, let's not dress it up, it's an expensive evening out if you go into a signature restaurant. And her needs were such that she had to know that certain things were not going to be in those different bits of food. And it is so amazing. She came away, she sent me a message afterwards, and we actually bumped into each other in the Cali Grill, and it was so lovely because she didn't know we were going at the same time. But to actually know that somebody had actually been inspired by something you'd written, to actually know that you can say that now at the outset of this show, is the fact that there is options there for you, and I think that is so important that you don't feel as if you're in that position where you feel embarrassed. Right?
And I think that goes across the whole of the Disney restaurant, certainly table service, is that if there are things that you can't eat or you don't eat, or whatever special needs you have, allergies, intolerances, tell them, because the chefs are so good, and they will do their best to rustle up, something that you will not only be able to eat, but you will enjoy. So
Before we jump into the restaurants themselves, we've got to get the most important thing out of the way. Robin, Emma wants to know what lip gloss you're losing.
There you go, top of the list. I like that.
Urban Decay, it's good for any occasion. You can wear it day to night.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
No,
if you want
to.
For us, me and Jill, eating a nice meal at the end of the day or at any time of day, but having a nice meal is as much part of the holiday as going to a park. It's really important to us, and it's a nice way of settling down at the end of the night. Some people find them quite intimidating. I don't find them intimidating, but that could be because of my background.
Were
but
you
you're not
Peter?
Maybe, and maybe a qualified waiter as well.
Oh, do you get qualifications in waitering?
And dancing. Don't forget the dancing. You could be the dancing waiter.
Dancing waiter
as well. So,
now I've got Hello Dolly in my head. So
can we put?
We're going to see that.
We can put requests in. That'll be it.
I can cut your meal, serve it, and be the show at the same time.
There you go.
There you go.
You're an all-rounder, triple
A
threat.
one man restaurant. You're above paycheck dream there, Peter. Like
Indeed, yes.
That would be it. Look at all them costs that you'd only have to pay one person. And
one person,
one person.
But will I get 3 salaries?
No, not in the paycheck era. Not in the paycheck era. That doesn't happen.
Indeed.
As I was saying, some people find them intimidating, but they're not meant to be intimidating. You're just meant to relax and enjoy it. Don't be frightened by it. Don't be upset. You are the reason why this restaurant exists.
Yeah.
You're going, you're paying. And if they're snobby, tell them. I don't stand for any snobby waiters.
Disney,
No,
they really don't find them snobby, honestly.
No, not at all.
Yeah, not in Disney.
Even at and none of the restaurants are terribly formal.
No, absolutely.
Even Victorian Albert's is not terribly formal. They don't serve from the left and clear from the right.
Has that opened again yet though?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it has.
I'm not sure.
I thought it had, but now I'm second guessing myself.
Doubting myself.
I thought it had, but
let us know in the chat, because I've actually got someone's comment to actually bring up, and I really like this because it's someone after my own heart as well. So, and this is possibly just pushing out again that little bit about signature dining. Now, in the past, and that's talking probably 5 years ago, signature dining you could actually access on the good old dining plan when it was a freebie and things like that, and it was lovely because you got places you could only dream of doing. At the moment, I think for a lot of people, and Hannah Williams, thank you for putting this in the chat as well, the actual cost implication for some of these signature restaurants, I actually feel is in the realms of actually taking away some of that joy, Peter. And I think this is the bit for me. I was struggling sort of the past couple of days and just looking at different restaurants purely for research purposes, but also places we've been to before, but places I really do hope that we could go to again this summer. But goodness me, the price that you're actually going to pay for someone as tight as me, and I would I openly admit I will not go down the route of feeling as if I'm getting absolutely ripped off or something. However, we're in the realms of not even in rip-off territory. I think it's going right over the edge into something else as well.
It's all about value and worth. They're still busy every day. I think.
Yeah.
Am I going to, or do I ever plan to do a signature every day? Personally, for us, no.
No, we don't either.
No.
It's for us. We might do a trip. To be honest, we don't do it every trip, but we'll do one for a special occasion. And to be honest, we'd probably be tempted to do more. Only that I'm the fussiest eater going, and I always check the menus, and there's very rarely anything I want to eat. I do draw the line at Victorian Albert's because I'm not paying that sort of money to not eat.
Yeah.
Now, for us, the thing that made a big difference was, of course, the dining plan. First time we went, we paid for it because it wasn't included free for the dates that we were going. Second time, we got it free. And the third time, there was no dining plan. It just wasn't available at the time. And I think it makes a big difference because for all people say, well, you can put the equivalent money on a card and just spend it. Yes, you can. But psychologically, as soon as you look at those prices, things change. Now, we did have a signature planned on our last trip, but I wasn't well and we had to cancel. So, in fact, last trip we didn't eat in a single signature
at all, which is not like us at all.
It's not like us at all. But yeah, we as I say, we planned Citricos, but we didn't get there. We still had some great meals. We had homecoming, we had Wine Bar George, we had some great meals, but we didn't actually do any signature dining. Whereas previously on our first 2 trips, we did 5 each time using the credits. I
was about to ask you which ones you've eaten at, but will it be quicker to ask which ones you haven't?
Oh no. So I think on our first trip, Favorites would be Yachtsman Steakhouse.
Yachtsman Steakhouse. That was our second trip.
Yeah. Quite partly down to our wonderful server, who was absolutely wonderful. He's campus Christmas. He kept calling us my lord and my lady and so on. And he was just, he
I'm allowed to say that. You're the only person who get away. I get into trouble for saying something like that, Joe.
It's not a criticism. It was wonderful.
Campus a road trip on 10.
Oh, no.
Loved him. Yes.
Tim, brilliant. Yes.
He was.
But we know,
Gico
was brilliant.
Great meal as well. Yeah.
We had a great meal at Victoria and Albert's. We really enjoyed it. Despite the harpist playing
Suicide is Painless.
Suicide is Painless. Theme from
Yes.
So there you go.
Was it the original version, or was it Manic Street Preachers version?
No, it's got a version from MASH.
Yeah, there's a bit of an edge to the Manic's version as well. You see, that would really do it for me. I must admit. Yeah.
Strangely enough, Cali Grill was a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, we didn't particularly get on with Cali Grill.
Partly, we had monorail problems. We arrived very late because we were stuck on the monorail for a very long time. Kept breaking down. And so they rushed us. And we were going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party afterwards. And we arrived quite a lot later than we had intended because of that. So that took the shine off a bit. But yes, the service was a bit odd. The waiter kept calling me dear. And it was all a bit rushed.
And very loud.
Yes.
Yes, very loud. So Citrico's, it's Cali Grill's hasn't been our favourite weeks.
Really?
We haven't been back.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Robin. The Cali Grill is one of those places, and I think if you do it once, then you actually get to the stage where it's the most beautiful place to actually just look out upon Magic Kingdom and just get yourself really sort of settled for the night and the fireworks show and things like that. It can be a bit busy. It can be anything you want it to be. You know, I think we've dined there 3 times and it's been different. The menu's been different each time.
You've eaten at Signature.
Yeah. Look at me. Hey, there you go. I bet you weren't expecting that, were you? You know, little trick up the sleeve. It's quite strange because some of the places that we're going to talk about, you would never have expected me to have been there, and actually we took the kids as well. Which again is another thing that I'll maybe later in the show be able to explain a bit more about. But Cali Grill, it changes. It depends on your server. It depends on the chef. The first time we went, it was incredible. But it's just you have to do it just so you can go out and watch the fireworks and take pictures of the fireworks from one of the best places of the lot. And
unless you're a Disney Vacation Club member who can go
and you can get to the top. You go to the top of the tower.
Save a lot of money.
Yeah.
I bet there isn't a plexiglass floor at the top of that tower like there is at Blackpool.
There you go, you see.
We have our New York correspondent.
Yes.
It's all right, Claire. You've not missed much. You're all right.
I think Claire's got a point. I think we should go resort area by resort area.
I'm trying to get there.
The monorail keeps breaking down.
We've done what we usually do,
Robert. But we keep veering off. So
it's not very.
But that's the waffle for you. We waffle.
It's like
Let's start with Grand Floridian.
Okay. I thought you stuck there for a minute, Peter. That would have been it.
At the Grand Floridian, we've got Victoria and Albert's, Citrico's and Narcoossee's. Is that right?
Yep.
Have you ever eaten in Narcoossee's?
No.
Yeah.
You?
We've beaten Narcoossee's and Citrico's as well, Robin.
Oh wow!
Look. When you get a free dining plan, I am going to max out a free dining plan.
Oh
let's get that little elephant in the room out there.
Yeah.
Narcoossee's was cold. That is the long-standing view of the experience we had in there. Not the food, just the actual air conditioning. Yeah. The air conditioning was brassic, and it was. My wife ended up asking for a blanket to try and stay warm.
Was it?
Did they give you one?
Yeah. It was August as well. It was August, and it was just
it was just one. Go in August that they have it so cold inside, and you dress for what it's actually like outside. Then you go inside and freeze. So
it was. And the food was good.
Yeah,
but we've only been there the one time.
Okay.
Which I always think is quite the marker. If you go back again, it appears on the list for the following year. So that's my sort of telling point of exactly where you go with that. But
did you watch the fireworks from there?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
Simon and I have been there, but it was back in the day when they used to offer brunch on a Sunday.
Oh, there we go.
And it was incredible. And it really lasted such a short time. It didn't make it further. And unfortunately, I check the menu frequently, and there's nothing I'll eat on the menu. However, one day there will be something, and we'll make it there. I'll check every trip.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to notice a common theme throughout the evening.
No, I think that's the way it should be, Robin. I think for everybody, if you're watching this or listening to this, it's as well saying, it's a recommendation from different, from us or from whatever. If the menu itself is no good and it doesn't suit what your needs are, then don't waste your money.
Don't waste your money.
Do it.
No.
I've actually had so many people come to me and say, as a result of your trip report, you said this. And I'm like, don't take my word for it, because I'm a right fussy so and so. So don't really don't sort of, you have to, and it has to be right for you. Definitely. And if you don't, then you basically in a way you're laying down your own holiday plans for someone else. And I'd hate to ever do that. I really would.
So are we the only people here who've eaten at Victoria and Albert's?
I think you might
Probably.
be.
Has anybody in the chat?
Anyone in the chat? Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know.
It was a 15th anniversary.
Commented. She might have eaten there actually. She did leave a comment earlier. So the vegan menu was really poor and the food was average at best. However, the service and atmosphere was nice.
Yes.
So
we went for our 15th anniversary meal, and it was phenomenal. And being near to Christmas, we ended up being given a fruit cake. And I know there's all the jokes about American fruit cake at Christmas. This was not heavy at all. This was beautifully light. It was very orangey. We had it for breakfast next morning, which of course is, what you do in Orlando, isn't it? You have cake for breakfast.
Nothing wrong in that.
No, of course not. It's fruit. It's healthy.
Exactly. It's one of your 5 a day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, Kate Adie said, I don't know how old your kids are, but it's 10 and up, isn't it? In
Victoria and
Albert's.
I have a feeling.
I know it's.
I thought it was older.
I thought it was older than that as well.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody will be able to advise.
Yeah. But that's purely off. It's either that or just decided it wasn't worth the kids actually paying for a meal. That might have been closer to it, because actually when you're very much sort of choosing what because I'll put it out there was a good way of actually getting best value for this, because actually if you went to a signature and you politely asked the kids, choose something from the kids menu and we'll pay for the kids actual meal off the kids menu. And we'll use
10 and over. Sorry, it does say it's 10
right.
and over.
Okay. Yeah.
Told you. Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
I thought it was adult.
I thought it was. I would have been certain of that. My word. Even claim in the chat. Close at
Don't
16
you start
plus
paying full
Victoria
price
Albert.
at 10
Wow.
for the tickets?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
You're a
getting
Disney
said for
adult,
an adult.
with food wise
Yeah.
at 10, aren't you?
Yeah.
But again, a lot of 10, 11-year-olds are not necessarily going to get the most value out of a Victoria and Albert menu. There will be some, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing to bear in mind as well, Jill, because as well as maybe saying that you can save money and ask the kids to eat off the kids menu. As the kids got that little bit older, eating off the kids menu and having like a burger and chips and stuff like that wasn't going to cut it. You'd be going for another meal on the way out anyway. So it was a bit of a waste.
It's a long experience. It's a good, 2.5 to 3 hours. So kids are going to get bored.
Or just a regular meal if you go to eat in Disneyland Paris, isn't it?
Depends how
Well,
quick.
yeah, that's true.
It depends
That's
how
true.
quick you eat, doesn't it?
That's queuing for a burger in Disneyland
Well,
Paris.
from what I've heard about Rosalie, yeah.
The other at the Grand Floridian Citrico's, and you said have you eaten there, or did you not make it there?
No,
we didn't make it. Jill wasn't
we
well.
cancelled. Basically, it was
lovely.
hotter than I thought, hotter than I expected temperature wise last time, and it upset me, and I just wasn't able to deal with fine food at that point.
It upset her stomach. She wasn't upset that it was hot.
Well, it was, but yes. But no, I wasn't able to deal with fine food at that point in the holiday, which is a shame. But next time.
It's actually a beautiful environment to eat. Citrico's, and actually, it is the one I think that stands out. We had a really poor server, but we told her so. And so, yeah, but she was just being. She got herself into a tiz because we're on the dining plan. So she basically decided that we weren't going to leave a tip, which is completely wrong as to what we normally would do, because we would always leave a cash tip. And she basically just blanked us for ages. And so I did have a word with the manager, and then actually it was sorted, and actually we left a really good tip because we were on a really good table. And it was just one of them beautiful tables overlooking. You got a cracking view looking back into Magic Kingdom. And so as you actually sit and you absorb it all, and you're just like, yeah, brilliant. And the manager actually did a superb job in rescuing a really poor situation. And as a result, the lad who ended up serving us got the credit for it. But it is absolutely gorgeous. It really is a lovely place. And give yourself, if you go in there, irrespective of how quick you eat or whatever, give yourself time to go and explore the resort as well, because actually that's part of the experience. You're paying for that. The menu at the moment, menu at the moment has got a really good range of different things. Even all around about $50 for an entree, about 17 to 20 for a starter. But again, just you're going for the ambience, and you're going for the experience. And I think a lot of people in the chat, I think Claire's, this is really good, isn't it? Claire might be at the other side of the Atlantic and she's still heckling us.
Yes. She's just here for the food talk.
But what she's actually saying is that the refurb is actually incredible.
Yeah,
it is a place that once you've been to, you will plan to go back, because it is good, and the food is absolutely superb.
Top of the list for next time.
Well, we're hopefully going in January next time. So
I love Claire's comment about the server suggesting the steak for the gentleman and the tile fish for the lady.
I remember Claire telling me that, and it's just
I'm obviously not a lady. Nobody seems to mind if I have steak.
Shall we move on?
Should we move to a new resort area? Because I think
I'm going to be very biased.
Where are we going next?
I'm going to be very rebellious, and we're going to go backwards round the monorail.
So
we're going to go from
Grand Flow
to what's backwards on monorail? Come on.
Well, it would be the Polynesian, but there isn't
Polynesian.
But there's no.
There aren't really any restaurants there. I know.
Yeah,
there aren't really any signature, which is rubbish.
Does Ohana count?
Ohana's
No.
not a signature.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
I mean, because it's expensive, yes. Fine dining, absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so where else?
So we've got to go right back around the monorail. So we come to contemporary.
Back to contemporary. There we go.
Back
That's
to Cali Grill, which none of us seem to be thrilled with.
We could have swam across the lake, couldn't we?
To say about that one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
One that I used to enjoy, and I've been to a few times, Artist Points at Wilderness Lodge, but that's
yes, I was going to go there next.
Now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's gone.
I'm not sure it's classed as a signature anymore because it's become a character meal. So I suggest maybe we should move resorts, maybe resort areas, and move over to maybe in between Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
Well, I was just going to suggest that we take the monorail across to Epcot.
Yeah. So,
but we're doing resorts.
Yes, what have we got?
But we can go through the park, through the resort.
Okay.
So what have we got? Where have we got?
Oh, dear me.
Where have we got? We've mentioned the Yachtsman.
Yachtsman.
Yes.
Yeah.
What else is signature in?
Yeah.
There's the Flying Fish at Boardwalk.
Boardwalk, yeah.
No, I've never been.
We've not been since our first year, and it's been redone then.
Yeah.
It showed the theming was very much the ride. The Flying Fish was a very old-fashioned ride.
It was a coaster.
It was a coaster, very old-fashioned coaster, and the theming was based on that. But now it's changed.
Yeah,
we haven't been since.
I keep looking at the menu. Shall I tell you what the issue for me is? The chicken on the menu just says chicken. That's it. There's nothing else to it. I actually think, I've got a feeling when I checked the other day, they actually does say more. But for years, no word of a lie, years, it's listed all the things that come with the different things. And then the chicken, it just says chicken.
Chicken.
I was too scared to try it, but I might now. I feel like it's one of those ones that I'd like to give a go. And Yachtsman, we've been to quite a few times, and we did have one time that it was pretty bad. 3 out of 6 meals ended up being returned, which is not what you expect.
That's
bad. And if I ever have to complain about something, I feel like there's no point being rude to someone because you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. If I'm rude to my server, they're going to do the bare minimum. If I'm nice to them and say, hey, it's not your fault. Unfortunately, this has happened. That's where I sit.
Absolutely. It's a really good way because actually, in some ways, Robin, they're not the ones who are pushing the food out. They're basically just sending it. They're delivering it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, the waitress, as she turned from our table, she rolled her eyes.
There you go. Fighting talk. That's it. That's all it takes, isn't it? Do that. That's it. You lost.
That's a management call. That's calling the manager.
She was a supervisor. I might have followed her to the kitchen to have a word and say, that's not acceptable.
No.
I was like, we weren't rude. Nobody was unpleasant. There was really no need. And she was like, I didn't. I was like, well, you did because I saw it and so did other people at the table. I was like, there was just no need. We've not been rude. We're not telling you to be awkward. We were having a great time. So we definitely weren't. It was just, but I've been back twice since then and had amazing.
Right, okay.
So the food in Yachtsman just very special. Even as a non-steak eater, it's very special.
Yeah,
that's worth knowing. I like that.
Yeah, John, you might not be able to do steak, but they do.
No, but there is other things as well. I must admit, it's one of our favorite places. If we were ever going to name a place that we've been, I think we've been there about 3 times. Yeah, and actually been fortunate to have stayed in to stay in the Yacht and Beach Club is my sort of it's just that little dream that you always have. And
and
if you're doing that, and if you can afford to do it, then to go and eating the yachtsman's as well, it just adds to the whole experience. And also when you sat around the pool,
that pool.
Beach, but you're looking over the lake at flying fish, and so flying fish is kind of looking at you, and you're thinking, right, okay, so why haven't we got a reservation for there as well? because it's one of them, and that's another place we've eaten a couple of times in there, and it's been absolutely outstanding. After the first refurb, and I'm this is off the top of my head, must be about 2015. They did some of the decor, but they changed the menu, and they used to do a lovely thing with a 50-50 on the, I think it's the red snapper and the New York strip, and it disappeared. And so we went in and we asked politely, as you do. So we asked politely and said, "Oh, we still do it, but it's not on the menu." And we're like, "Yeah, get in," because it was gorgeous. Yeah. It was gorgeous, and it was just one of them things that you always remember. So whether I wouldn't even begin to think it would be there now, but the actual the menu in Flying Fish at the moment it just looks absolutely superb. And that, again, going back to the red snapper, okay, $58 and an entree, it is pushing it, but actually it's got, was it leek fondue with a red wine, and it's
wrapped potato wrapped still?
It's wrapped in potato. It's absolutely beautiful. It really is.
That is lovely.
Something completely different, and definitely worth having a go at. There's also a seafood pasta in there as well. Which as I'm looking at the menu is jumping out at me, and I'm thinking, oh my word, that sounds absolutely brilliant. Claire, thank you very much, because see, look at this. It is the Statler and Waldorf moment. Claire, Yachtsman's versus Longhorn discuss. I think there's a whole show in that.
I
haven't been to Longhorn, so
but it is.
I think for both. There is a place for both of them. Do you get better food in the do you get better ambience? Yes, definitely. Do you want a cheaper meal? Go to Longhorn. Do you want a fine dining experience? Go to Yachtsman. The food that I've eaten at both, I think, is very nice. So I think they're different. They're different, but I don't often go to Florida without a visit to Longhorn. Put it that way.
Okay.
One nice thing that happened to us at Yacht Club as well. I had just bought a new sweatshirt because obviously we needed it because of the temperature in the restaurants, and I managed to leave it behind at the Yachtsman. And when I got back to our resort, I got them at the front desk to phone. We were at Saratoga Springs. And I asked somebody to phone through to the restaurant and say, is it there? Can you hang on to it and I'll pick it up tomorrow? So they rang and they said, yes, it's fine. And somebody's bringing it round. And somebody got in a car and brought it all the way from the Yacht Club to Saratoga Springs and brought it to our room. And would not take a tip.
Wouldn't take a tip. We offered them a tip.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go. There's service for you.
While we're in that kind of area, we've never eaten at the Swan and Dolphin. Or the Duck and Tuna, as we like to call it.
Have you eaten in any, John?
No, we haven't. No, that's it kind of you can see where my line gets drawn, can't you? You know, it's just like
that's not real Disney there.
No, exactly. You got it in one, and it was just like. But some of the restaurants there, I think at the moment, are the ones who are getting some really good reviews as well.
They are.
And that's certainly something. Again, when you talk about cost and you talk about quality, that for me is where the Swan and Dolphin have actually, in a way, just decided that they are going to be trying to be on the front foot. Whereas when Disney were trying to reopen restaurants and find it tricky to find staff, find chefs, find the quality of food delivery that they really wanted, the Swan and Dolphin, I think, actually really went for it. And I think they've done a very good job in actually just making people think a little bit out of the box. And that's
Also, if you don't have a dining plan, is that perhaps more incentive to try it? Because of course those restaurants are not on the dining plan. So
are they not? Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear really good things about Schuler's Steakhouse. I hear really good things.
Yeah.
So, friends that live in the area that work for Disney that could get a better discount at Yachtsman will still go to Schuler's. They think it's really
Oh wow.
So it's somewhere that I probably would try. I ate at Il Molino on July the 4th, so maybe should give it a benefit.
Not the best night, yes.
When it takes 2 hours and you've had one course and you've told the server that you really want to watch the fireworks and you still sat there, I think it. I mean, we did feed it back to the manager afterwards, and he said to come back and he would take care of us, and I don't know what that
means. And a place called Il Molino.
But we just decided that we didn't want to go back. The food was okay at best, and it wasn't worth the 2 hour for pizza, which is what most of us had. So
dear me.
That was a shame, but I really fancy trying Schuler's Steakhouse.
Right. As people have been saying, I've heard a lot of good things about Blue Zoo.
Yeah.
So that might be on our list for next time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then was it Amare?
Amare, yes.
Was that Italian?
Yeah. It's kind of flat breads and things like that. But
no, I haven't eaten there, so John South thinks that Schuler's is the best steak in Orlando.
Well, there you go.
Well, do you know what? Friends of mine, they think the same. They think it's just incredible. So I should really give it a go.
I think that
we did look at it last time, and we looked at the prices and decided maybe not this time. But maybe good for a splurge next time.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking signature dining, so we're talking
absolutely
meals. So I think I think the steak starts at $69 and up to $160.
Yeah,
it's a tomahawk steak, but most of them
tomahawk steak can feed about 6 people.
Yeah.
I was thinking
the 24-ounce porterhouse is 71. The ribeye is 76. And certainly from what it looks like on the menu is you then have to buy your sides to go with it.
Yeah.
It is
that's the same that's same at Yachtsman.
Yeah, although they're probably shareable size.
Yeah.
Certainly at Yachtsman we got some creamed spinach and we shared it. So
okay.
I've heard lots of good things about Kappa at the Four Seasons. I don't think any of us has anybody eaten at Four Seasons?
No.
Do you know, we've had it booked a couple of times. No, genuinely, we've had it booked. We had it booked in the pandemic, and then we got cancelled. However, we booked the character breakfast.
Okay.
Oh, I bet that was good. Yeah, I bet that'd be good.
I've seen some videos on YouTube of it, and it looks really nice.
Yeah.
It looks really, really nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to check out the menu, see if there's anything I can do.
Yeah.
It does. It does appeal to me. So So I'm thinking, is there any other resorts? Or
yes. I'm saving. I'm saving.
You're saving it the best for last.
I'm saving up.
I'm saving up. Yeah. We're gonna get there, Claire. Don't worry. Yeah. We're gonna get there.
Where's next, Peter?
Well, Robbie's just looking up Kappa.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I was just looking at the menu for myself. I can share.
That's fine. That's fine.
I was just here going, what am I going to do?
What did you fancy?
Oh, let's have a look. Oh my gosh. Whew. Maybe I won't do tea. It was just the raw bar. It was
the
just,
raw bar.
Okay.
Some
A robot's
oysters
very
are
expensive.
like $74 for some oysters. I think I'll pass on those. But they've got some nice stuff on the menu actually.
Yeah,
and they're not very expensive. Well, okay, maybe the steaks are a bit more expensive. $59 for a New York strip steak, up to a bone-in fillet at $98. A porterhouse at $149.
Wow.
A Wagyu flight at $200. So I mean, they have some on the lower end.
Okay.
There is something that appeals to me, and there's a free-range chicken with truffle mash, and that's $38. So I will eat that.
Nice.
It's Robin approved.
I fancy that actually. That sounds nice.
Sounds great. What's not to like about that?
Absolutely.
And yeah, I have to say it does look really nice. So maybe I'll make it there at some point for dinner.
Cool.
Sean, don't.
No. Turf Club.
Turf Club, don't go. Do not go.
Wow.
Avoid. Yes.
We had a disaster.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yes,
It was terrible. Anyway, on to better things. We are finally going to go to Gico.
Woohoo!
And this is, I think, our final restaurant.
The cooking place.
It is, yes.
Yes. It's interesting because I suspect that some people think, oh, it's all going to be African food. It's not familiar. It's not for me. And yes, some of the dishes do have an African touch, but you know, you can get all sorts. You can get your steaks. You can get your, all sorts of fancy. I think they do a Berkshire pork chop. I think. Or they used to.
They used to do, yeah. And the atmosphere is fantastic.
It's beautiful. Yeah, the decor is amazing. Over the course of the evening, the lighting changes and you go through a whole day on the African savannah.
Oh, how nice.
It's nice.
It's beautiful, yeah.
And of course, they have the biggest selection of South African wines in America.
Yeah.
So...
Which you'd almost expect that, wouldn't you?
That, yeah.
I'm looking at the menu as I often do because it's my friend Jackie's favourite restaurant.
Right. Okay.
Sadly, it is still not Robin approved. Doesn't look like they have the pork chop anymore. They've got short rib, lamb shank, and venison loin. So they've got vegetable tagine, plant-based. There is a chicken, but it's not Robin approved. Filet mignon. I mean, the menu. To be fair, I can still appreciate that the food sounds incredible, even if I won't eat it. But it does. Even the appetizers sound amazing. It's unique. You have to. I think you have to be a little bit adventurous for this menu.
It's African inspired.
Yeah. Nothing we had was particularly spicy.
No.
And it's worth mentioning, of course, that you can always say no sauce or sauce on the side, in a jug or something like that, or plain potatoes or whatever. It's up to you whether you then think that the prices you're paying are worth it for a plain chicken breast or whatever.
Yeah.
But the option is there. So,
again, it's somewhere I have to be careful.
Yes.
Because there's quite
bananas
a lot of
and plantains. Yes.
So I have to
plantain does feature, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think Claire's mentioned
Claire says share the appetizers, yes.
And also about the injera basket, which is a plant-based stew. Which again, it comes out. That's a bigger saving at $38 as an entree in comparison to either the lamb shank at $50 or the filet mignon at $60. So again, if you're playing around with affordability, there are options there. The peri-peri chicken is $38 as well, which is a bit of a surprise when you think about as such an amazing place to go and eat. But there is options if you are looking after sort of saving a few dollars and things like that.
How does that compare to Nando's, John?
I don't do Nando's, so I'm all right.
You don't do Nando's?
No, I've never been to a Nando's ever.
Oh,
there you go.
It's all right, yeah. It's fine.
Right, we know what the next meetup's got to be then.
Yes. For all our American friends in the chat, Nando's is a chicken,
a peri-peri chicken,
Portuguese-inspired chicken,
but from South
inspired,
Africa.
but actually came from South Africa.
South Africa, yes, which is
yes.
So there you go.
Well, do you know what? I could eat here. I found something I can eat on the menu.
Go for it.
With grilled chicken breast. Or mac and cheese.
Yeah. Oh, the mac and cheese is supposed to be really good, actually. I keep seeing recommendations for it.
Cheese, because it's got stuff in it that I can't eat, and spiced beef, which I also don't eat. Really, But I could eat the kids' one.
Yeah. I think the way it looks, I mean, the decor in the restaurant is amazing, and it's worth going. I believe they have wine tastings there.
They used to, certainly in the daytime.
Sometimes during the day.
Yeah.
So, that would be a way to sort of wander in and have a look at it. Yeah.
And some of them were free. So,
Whether they brought those back, I don't know.
I remember when they used to do that. And it was always one of those things that we were going to do one time. And now it's, well, I don't know if it's come back, but I don't think it has. So
what the Disney signature restaurants are very good at, vegetarian, vegan wise, is good old plant-based food, not just fake meat like Impossible Burgers and stuff. I don't tend to go for those, but I will have a nice vegetarian, vegan meal that is it in and of itself. A vegetarian, vegan. Am I making sense?
Yes, you're making
good.
As much as usual, dear. Yes,
Thank you, John. You just said, the free tours are not yet back.
Not back yet. Okay.
Right,
Thanks, John.
Yet, ever, possibly, who knows? But sadly not.
Yeah. So
Hoopty,
Hoopty-doo. Does Hoopty-doo count as
Does Hoopty-doo count?
It was 2 credits.
It's not
2 credits, but that's because you get a show.
Yeah.
It was 2 credits, though, I believe.
It is still 2 credits on the dining plan. So technically it's signature pricing. I'm not sure we can call it fine dining, but it is a good time.
It's an experience, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a nice way to describe it.
Experience play,
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people mentioned it very early in the show. There's a lot of people mentioning it in the chat as well.
Yeah.
And it is one of those places that you go. You're not going for the food. You're actually going for the experience, and you're going for an absolutely cracking night out.
You're not going for the food. You're not.
No, I think that's I think that's one of the things. Yeah.
Unless you're having the vegan alternative, not the vegetarian, but the actual vegan alternative there was incredible. I was eating Simon's when we were there last July.
Really?
Yeah, it was really, really nice.
Right.
And I would have said his food was better than the regular. So
oh wow.
So, and Claire said, pay for tier 1 seating. Absolutely.
On the floor, on the main floor. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be in all the action. Yeah. You want tier 1 seating.
Yeah. Now, one thing that's always put me off slightly with Hoopty-doo is getting there. So how do you get there without a car?
So there's 2 options. You can either there's 3. You can either get a bus to the resort or drive to the resort. When you do either of those things, you have to then transfer to a resort bus. Yeah. So the buses that take you to the parks don't go round all the whole resort. They just have internal buses to do that. It's a bit of a faff. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a bit of a faff. The actual easiest way to go is from the front of Magic Kingdom. There's a boat that takes you.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah,
you right by the hall. So and then at the end, so we've only ever done the later showings, and you come out. You don't have to get the bus back. They have at Hoopty-doo, so you don't have to get the internal bus. You get the buses directly, and they'll ask you what resort you're going to, and the bus will say do 2 or 3 resorts.
All right, okay,
yeah,
cool.
And they'll take you directly from there back to the resort, and it's definitely worth it.
Yeah,
Cool. Well,
I guess they want to discourage driving as the meal features free unlimited beer. So, you know.
And wine or sangria.
Sangria, yes, yeah.
I think as well, for a lot of people, if you've not sussed out what Hoop to Do is, it's absolutely brilliant. But there's basically 3 show times every evening at 4 p.m, 6:15, 8:30. But also, if you look at the pricing, it's kind of from about $66 for adults up to $74. You have to prepay. It's basically you go in and it's basically a free for all.
It does include your tip, though, John.
I know, and but it's so good as well, and it's worth it for the entertainment, and I think as well. I think if you've never done it, it's one of those ones to just put on the list and go and explore it. Yeah, we have.
We have.
No, we haven't.
Yeah,
we have.
Yeah.
No.
Just because it's just again, it's an excuse to go to a different resort as well. That's one of the best things.
I think I can definitely see you enjoying it. You like a good time. It's good fun, cheesy jokes.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about some amazing restaurants, but let's face it, we in the UK, we can go to somewhere like London or whatever, and we can go for a posh steak restaurant or something like that. You can't go to something like Hoop to Do. So
exactly. It's very unique, and it's been going since Disney sort of opened the resort, I believe. I'm sure it's a long running one.
Probably is, yeah.
Do you know, Hannah said something important. The audience participation scares you. You don't have to participate. You don't have to do anything. They're never going to pick on anyone. It's not that sort of show. They'll say, if anyone's celebrating a birthday, you can put your hand up. They are not going to come and pick on you. They're not. They do have things where your napkins around. You don't have to do any of it. There's nothing forced. No one's going to make fun of you or anything like that. So they don't really pick on and make fun of the audience. They celebrate you. They're like, it's so-and-so's birthday today. Woohoo! And you don't have to worry, honestly.
Yeah.
Claire is running the show for me, I think.
Of course.
Because I'm just I was just saying we are coming in under time.
Yeah.
So I was for a change. So I was gonna say, let's talk about some other signature places in different parks. So we haven't been to the boathouse. Like Claire.
Yeah.
Claire loved the boathouse.
We tried. We could not get a reservation last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, a tip for you for next time is look on Open Table, because they have reservations.
Yeah.
I just want, before you carry on, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Sorry to be rude, and just go to what Sean said. Robin's clearly never been pulled on stage for the finale.
There's a story there, isn't there?
No, I feel like if you don't want to do it, though, they're not going to pull you on stage. They go round and talk to people first. Just so you're not gonna be pulled up against your will.
Yeah.
We promise.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, but Boathouse is definitely one on the top of our list.
We've been
Yes,
we did skip Topolino's terrace, but
isn't Toledo?
Oh, I don't know. It might be.
Oh no, Topolino's is definitely.
Topolino's definitely a signature in the evening.
Yeah, in the evening.
Yes.
I've never been.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We want to do the breakfast. We had to cancel last time, so yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, has anyone in the comments been to
it
dinner?
looks beautiful.
Topolino's is top of my list for the summer.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I
For
think
breakfast
it is.
or dinner?
I think dinner. It just looks absolutely incredible, and I think I might be wrong, but it just looks something completely different from what we've had before, and certainly a place that I want to go and sort of investigate that whole expansion at Riviera. I think I just think it's just one of those places that I think when we last went, it was still the building site. And I actually feel that Yeah, thanks, Emma. I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm reading is Topolino for dinner is absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
It is one of them that just has to be on the list. Really,
we've only been to the quick service there, but it was absolutely beautiful. It was a lovely place to escape from a very crowded and busy Hollywood studios. Just jump on the Skyliner and you're there.
It's a lovely resort. Yeah. So I
haven't been.
I'll check the menu.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've eaten at Brown Derby a couple of times.
Yes.
We quite like Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios. That's the signature.
Trying to think, is there anywhere else in Disney Springs that counts as a signature? I'm sure there is.
Chaleo?
Hello. Hello.
Don't know.
Hello. Yes. What about, I think, Morimoto Asia, possibly?
Yes, we've eaten there. Okay. It was nice. So I think as a general rule, the Chinese food we get in the UK is a lot nicer than American.
Yeah, right.
America. And what we had in Morimoto Asia was similar to the stuff we would have at a regular Chinese restaurant here, but double the price. So we were like, it's very nice, but I'm not sure it's worth the money for us. So
yeah, Claire, there are some STKs in
Britain as well, aren't there? Yes.
In London for sure.
Yeah.
But
it's not
There's certainly some in London. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, Hong Kong is not a signature. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's lovely. It's worth it.
And that's the thing, isn't it? We've actually got to the stage where we've looked at so many different dining options that we're into that bit where I think where some of them that we even ones we've discussed as signature tonight wouldn't make kind of the short list for your planning for your next trip. You know, there's some in the parks that we haven't mentioned that are signature dining.
Oh yeah,
and you actually, you know, I'm thinking of going. You know, it's that whole thing. You go back to Canada and you go back to the good old days when it used to take you. You know, you had to be right on the telephone. You know, pre-internet days to actually get yourself a dining reservation.
And nowadays you can pick them up.
It's just crazy. It's just how taste and how things move. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
That's why we haven't been for ages. So, and it's just like when you think that's how much things are now at the stage where you got table service, and like Claire's saying as well about homecoming, where places are so good on that table service bit where you actually feel that they are more deserving of being signature, and some that are signature, you're thinking, well, actually, the food doesn't suit me, and therefore I don't feel that it should be there. I think that's
Homecoming brunch was amazing.
It was brilliant,
but we do not make the same mistake we did. Do not
order one thing and share it.
Yes, do not have an appetizer at all, even a shared one. Because we ordered the fried green tomatoes, which were lovely. They were absolutely delicious, and it was plenty between us. But then we didn't have room for our main. We had the Hallelujah biscuit, and it is amazing. The chicken is gorgeous. Chicken is so good. But it was just too much. We couldn't finish half of it. So don't make that mistake because it's such good food.
I'm going to do something cheeky.
Ooh.
Hey, chill, it's your lucky night. There you go. Sorted.
What? The dance?
And now
we are the cheeky girls. Yes. West Coast friends. We are going to Disneyland in November. And we are thinking of eating at Napa Rose. Is it worth it?
Yeah, tell us.
As we're talking about signatures, Napa Rose is the big restaurant in Disneyland. Have you eaten there?
I haven't eaten there because can you guess what I'm going to say? There's nothing on the menu. We did eat in is it Blue Bayou, which is
Okay.
inside Pirates of the Caribbean. That was amazing, and that's definitely worth it. So that would be my tip. And we did the Fantasmic dining package for at Riverbell Terrace. And
yes,
it was
we're looking at that
it.
too. Yeah.
Do you get a good view from there?
Oh my goodness, Jill. We got the best view ever.
Yeah. Because I'm getting to the age now where
they tell you have to sit down. However, they will allow you to stand at the back of the viewing area.
I'm getting to the point where sitting down to watch is a good thing. So
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, but you have to sit on the floor. We had to help my mother-in-law up afterwards.
But no, I read that you can actually sit on the patio of the restaurant to watch.
Oh, quite possibly.
Terrace.
I don't think that's part of the Fantasmic dining package.
Yeah, there's two versions. There's a cheaper one where you get to go to the area, and there's a more expensive one where you actually sit outside the restaurant.
Yes, I did know that actually. I think I looked at the reviews and they were a bit like, well, you're quite far away. You look through other people. So we sat right at the front, right at the wall, and it was absolutely worth it. And I'm sure I'm going to convince my in-laws that we need to do it again this year.
Memories of Tokyo. Yes. I do not sit on the floor. To quote Victoria Wood, it'd take two big lads and a wheelbarrow.
You can stand at the back of it though, Jill.
You can, yes. You can just like Tokyo.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And when I say it's at the back, it's a very small area, so it's not like, and everyone in front of you will be sat, so you'll see. Totally
Cool.
So I think we've covered just about everything.
Yeah,
and it's only
and we're actually
to.
There you go. That's I'm going to blame it on Ben and Becca for taking us off kilter every week and things like that. It's never me.
Never you, John.
We're getting some useful Disneyland tricks.
Oh, there we go.
We get some Disneyland tips now.
No, and I think as well.
I think barbecue.
Yeah,
I think
it's Town. Okay.
It's nice, but very expensive for what you get. Like $6, $8 for one skewer this size of a bit of chicken or a bit of something. But for a snack, it is actually very nice.
Yeah,
I think we need to do some Disneyland Wednesdays at some point soon.
We have some
Disneyland
coming in the plans.
Yeah,
we do. Yes, we do.
So we can talk
about
a couple of
us.
A
couple of us are going this year.
Yeah,
we are. A couple of us will be there in November, Peter.
I think we just miss each other, don't we?
I know.
We just miss each other. Yeah.
By like a day. So
yeah.
Never mind.
Must admit, I'm just looking through the chat because I think you started something as well there, and I also feel that there's and as Claire writes, don't mention off kilter. Yeah, that is definitely it. Yeah, we'll start that riot again. That was a good one, wasn't it? But loads of people in the chat tonight. I've got to say, Enchanted. You did make me giggle. I must admit, Peter. She needs a banana pack from your Christmas book. I think that needs to be a weekly.
Hands on it just now.
Yeah, it needs to be a weekly feature. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But there's loads of stuff, and I think we've left loads of stuff out there, and I think that's that, in a way, it's frustrating. I think as well we've got a debate going on in the chat about Tiffin's and Nomad Lounge as well, and in respect of your own planning. I get really sort of I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to actually looking at a trip, I get really into just looking at so many different menus and things like that. So again, and just a big thank you to John Self, who's been watching and listening to us tonight, because he's just basic.
Moving.
Yeah. I think with John Self as well, he's right out there. He's really up to date. He's really current. A lot of stuff that if you go back and you read through the live chat as well, if he's recommending places, he is a good a good gauge of exactly how a restaurant is responding right here and right now. I think that's a really good thing to do. So a big thank you to him. But everyone else in the chat, a massive thank you for joining us, because actually without you guys having the chat, without you guys being part of the show, we wouldn't have a show. And actually we would just talk to ourselves, and we would be getting Peter's banana book out just to share. Just little.
I wondered where that was going.
I think that's what we need. I think this is going
Let's call it Peter's banana fact.
Yeah,
I think we should just bring it all out in the open and say Peter goes bananas. Jill wouldn't.
I think we've done well, Peter. We haven't even had the tumbleweed kick in this week either. Like, I've behaved myself massively on that one. So, I'll have that noted. But banana fact for next week. That's it. Absolutely.
Anyway, as John said, thanks for joining us on this gastronomic journey around Disney World and even a bit of Disneyland. If you want any more Waffle, then all our previous podcasts are here on YouTube and also on the podcast site of your choice. You can find us all over social media on X, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you like. And we are, where are we, guys?
GB Mickey Waffle.
At GB
Mickey Waffle.
Correct, yes.
.com.
Yeah. Don't forget to join us down at the Waffler's Arms for a sparkling chat and meaty conversation about Disney. Don't forget to tell your friends about the Waffle. That would be very nice of you. Even if they don't want to listen, tell them anyway. So, all that remains is to be said to see you real soon and Waffle on.
Waffle on.